Hello, my name is Caroline Barth and I'm the Creative Learning Director at Derby Theatre. I've been in this role now for 7 years, which is actually my longest ever job, which must show how much I like it. I get to oversee all areas of learning within the theatre, and the Derby Theatre calls itself a learning theatre because that's what we have at the heart of everything we do. We have undergraduate students learning about theatre arts and technical theatre and costume and set design based actually in the building. And that's kind of at the heart of that model of being a learning theatre. So my role is really exciting because I get to work with the university, but I also get to work with lots of young people across the community, both in the theatre and out in schools and local areas. So that's my role. I get to work very closely with the artistic side, and in fact the part of the model as well is that working with the community informs what we do on our stages. It's not something separate. So that's my role. The skills and mindset, I would say the most important things are for me to be collaborative, for me to be flexible, creative, and sort of start things moving, I suppose. That's the kind of where I'm at now. I get to initiate lots of ideas, but I rarely do that on my own. So working alongside other people and getting their creativity and pulling it all together and shaping it, I think is what I kind of do best and what I really enjoy doing. And then I'm able to kind of bring in the money to make it happen, and then work alongside lots of brilliant people who kind of deliver that work on the ground. I still deliver myself, so I still work with young people directly, which I also enjoy, but it's amazing how you get to work with the Vice Chancellor of Derby University one day and some under fives on another day, both of which are absolutely brilliant. College and education gave me the chance to find out who I was and what I wanted to do. So I did English and drama at Sheffield University, and before that I'd done A-levels. My A-levels didn't relate entirely to what I then went on to do. I always wanted to do theatre and drama, but we didn't have that at my school, and I didn't go to the local college. So I kind of did academic A-levels, which opened the door to Sheffield Uni. And I suppose the drama course was really open and enabled us to work together as students and make the kind of work we wanted to make. Sometimes I wish I'd had a little bit more of the kind of nuts and bolts stuff at my university in terms of what particular practitioners, for example. But what it gave me was that chance to work with other people, which, as I've already said, is kind of something that's really, really important in my job. Also, just putting on projects and delivering them together with other students and performing, really enjoying that side of things as well, and flexing those creative muscles. So my career journey was at university. I met two friends who then went on to work with me, and we set up a theatre and education company. We were 21, and there was this thing at the time called enterprise allowance, which meant instead of getting £30 a week income support, you got £40 a week income support, and you could earn as a freelancer or as a little company or as a little business on top of that. So that really got us started, and we also attended courses on how to do your marketing, how to do your budgets, and that was all part of that scheme. So I have to say that probably got us going. We got some Arts Council funding, and we set up our company, touring around schools, doing workshops, doing performances, and then I tried my hand through that at writing, directing, performing, and working directly with young people. So that's where I started, and then went on to work in a producing theatre called the Queen's Theatre in Hornchurch, and from there went on to work in theatres in London, and then came up to Derby to do a job running a programme, a government programme called Creative Partnerships. So that again, I suppose I've said it a lot, but that was about bringing together lots of different artists, schools, organisations, but it was also quite strategic. So it wasn't just about doing a lovely arts project in a school. It was really going, what does this school, what's it trying to develop? Is it their literacy? Is it their science? Is it engagement with parents? And so it looked at the matter kind of quite strategically and around the school improvement plan. So then that got my head into that sort of space as well. So as well as delivering brilliant work, hopefully, it's also about going, right, what do you need? What do you need? And pulling those threads together and creating something. So that's, and then after that, I worked at, I got my, pretty much soon after that, got my job at Derby Theatre. So International Women's Day to me is about shining a spotlight on women and the kind of work they do, the kind of challenges they face, and I think it's not about just having one day, although that's the kind of catalyst. It's about remembering that at all times and not letting it fall down the agenda. And understanding women around the world. I think there's something about understanding how other people live and celebrating that, as well as recognising the massive gaps that there are between people in different countries. So a challenge that I've had to overcome, I would say my biggest challenge was when I went off and had children, and I think this can be an issue that women face. It's kind of inevitable. There's a little bit of a better balance now in terms of the weighting of the maternity and paternity, but not really. So I think after I'd been out of work for a year, I felt really vulnerable. I wasn't confident about my abilities and had a sort of split focus, I suppose, as well. And I just remember thinking at the time, I really want to do something that uses my skills and perhaps the arts to develop a programme that supports women at that time when they come back. But I suppose time moved on and I moved on into a different job, and that just didn't happen. But I do think for many women that can be one of the biggest challenges, and of course it was a great joy as well. And I always still feel like I'm juggling and balancing my children and my home life and my career, and probably feel like I never get it right, but I'm probably not alone there as well. Biggest accomplishment. Well, we've won quite a few awards since I've been at Derby Theatre. It's been really like you've got those big do's where you go along and you dress up, and a couple of times we've been to the UK Theatre Awards and won an award for our work with young people. We won the first ever UK Theatre Award for arts and education, so that was a real privilege. And then the Guardian University Award with the partnership that we have with university for community and outreach, so that was great as well. But actually part of me just goes, the greatest thing was to get a little card from somebody that we worked with who was a care experienced young person and who just told us about the impact. And dear Caroline, just want to say this is what the impact of the +1 programme has had on me and my life, and that probably means more to me than all the awards. If I were to talk to my younger self, I would say just go for it, don't worry. You can make mistakes and it's okay. And also, actually, probably the biggest thing is you're never too old. I remember thinking when I was back like 25, thinking, oh, well, you can't do that now because you've missed that boat. And I just think that's so ridiculous now. So even if you want to take a new tack or you're not sure yet, you know, what you want to do, and then you turn around at 30 and you think this isn't right, I don't think you're ever too old, because I now look back at that and think, gosh, how young I was. So good luck to all of you, and I hope this has been interesting, and please do email me if you want to have a chat at any point. Thank you.